Hey guys, welcome to HTML for Noobs, part 1. I'll be discussing the basics, and without wasting too much time, let's get into it. So, you must be wondering, what is HTML? Well, HTML stands for Hyper Text Markup Language. Oh, and if you're new to the world of web development, there are three main elements that make up a web page. So HTML, which we've just defined here. Then we have cascading style sheets. Oh, my handwriting. This whiteboard is so annoying. Cascading style sheets. We'll just say CSS right here. CSS. Then we have JavaScript. Right. And with each of these serves a very different function within the browser. The best example I can give outside of the world of web development is an architect. And the reason why I have cited this example is because HTML is basically the stuff that we know are supposed to be inside the house. For example, toilet, bedroom, and stuff like that, whatever you can think of. Note that we have not described how these things are going to look, how things are going to be arranged within the certain rooms, etc. But we've just said that these things are supposed to be in the house, or whatever. The second part we need to discuss is CSS, and this describes how each element looks like. So for example, let's take the toilet. We are going to say, if you're an average person, I'm assuming you like your toilet white. So here we're going to say that the toilet's color is going to be white. Let's say its height is going to be 10 meters if you're extremely tall. Right, so these are its properties, the toilet's properties. Right. The third thing we need to discuss is JavaScript. And you definitely must be wondering, well, what can JavaScript do? Let's assume you're rich and you want a smart toilet. Basically anything that has to do with the logical side of thinking, JavaScript will do. So for example, if let's say someone uses the toilet, it will automatically flush. So auto flush. Right. This is the best analogy I can give for these three things. These three very important things that make up a web browser. Right. So let me just quickly erase this. Right. And since today we're going to be talking about HTML, it only makes sense to describe the elements, the essential elements that make up each HTML document. And the first thing we're going to talk about is we basically need to declare to the web browser that, hey, web browser, this is an HTML document. So we're going to say doc type HTML. Oh, this is small letters HTML. Ooh, and the script tags. These script tags are basically the things that open up an element and close it. So every time you open up an element, more often or not, you're going to have to close it, and this is the syntax for it. This is how to close an element. So here is to open. You describe whatever element you want, and then here, using the same element name, we put this backslash after the first opening tag, describe the element, name the element, and then close the tag. Right. So in this case, we have described HTML. So we're going to have to close it here. HTML. A second important element, definitely one needs to have when creating a web page, is the title, and this is visible on the top tab, on the tab of the browser of the web page you're currently in. So let's just say house, and then quickly close it. And this is stuff, this is definitely something the user is going to see. It's not on the actual page, but it's definitely going to be something that's visible. Now, everything that you're going to see within the body of the web page is going to go in this tag called body. Everything from text to images to lists to whatever will all go in this little space right here. Well, not little, it can be as big as you want, but I think you get the point. These are the essential things that will allow you to create a web page. So that this is not just theoretical, I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code and show you exactly how these things work. Right, so let me just clear this. Let us define the document type, which is doc type HTML. And if you are in the unfortunate circumstance of not having a code editor that does not have IntelliSense, you need to automatically close these tags by yourself, and the best way to do it is to do it as soon as you open a tag so that you don't forget. So right, we've just named our HTML element. The next thing we're going to name is the title, and here we said house. The next thing we're going to name is the body. No, I want all lower letters, right? Body. And so that you can see something visually, if you want to be visually stimulated, let's just add an h1 tag, and this is the highest priority header you can give any header on a web page. So it ranges from 1 going down, I think up to h6 or 7. Well, I think I've used up to h6, but then anyway, h1, let's say house models, and under that we can just describe a paragraph and put some generic text, lorem ipsum. Let me just enter, and this is what we have. Let's just see how this is going to look in the browser. Let's just wait for it to load, and we should see text immediately. There it is. This is our H1 and this is our text, right? The good thing about web development is, especially front end, is that there are lots of tools in the browser that allow you to see your code. So if you open up your browser, right click inspect, it can immediately show you your code, how it's structured, stuff like that. So here we can visibly see our header tag and our p tag. And in terms of the basics, these are the very basics that will allow you to immediately start seeing results on the web page. And if the next time you don't want to repeat these steps, because writing these things continuously just makes you lose time, you can just delete all of this text but keep the tags. And in the world of web development, we call this a boilerplate. So just keep it like this, keep it as a boilerplate. The next time you want to start a web page, you can just come back to this, copy and paste, and you immediately have something, right? So I think that's it for the basics. In the next episode, I'll be talking about tables, images, links, and even more things. But thank you for watching. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe, because I'll be posting a lot of HTML videos, CSS, and JavaScript. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.